Okay, let's dive right into an explainer today that could honestly fundamentally change your financial trajectory. We're going to focus on what feels like an absolutely monumental task for a lot of us, how to actually build a safety net when it feels literally impossible to do so. I mean, for a lot of people, just the idea of saving a big chunk of money immediately brings up anxiety, right? Usually because it feels like you just don't bring in enough cash. But stick with me, because we're going to break down the actual mechanics of making this happen no matter what your paycheck looks like right now.
So, I want you to genuinely ask yourself a question. What would actually change in your life if you had exactly $10,000 just sitting there in your bank account? Just imagine that for a second. You could finally walk away from a job you absolutely hate without panicking about next month's rent. Or, you could handle a medical emergency or a sudden crisis without instantly reaching for a high-interest credit card. You could finally start investing. Or honestly, maybe you just sleep better at night knowing there's a real solid buffer between you and disaster. But look, I get it. For most of us, saving that first 10 grand feels completely out of reach. And why is that? Well, because every single time money comes in, an obstacle instantly pops up to eat it right back up. Rent is due, the car suddenly needs a new transmission. Again, the utility bills just keep coming. And somehow, despite your absolute best intentions on the first of the month, your money just kind of disappears before the end of the month. It's that classic, exhausting reality of adulting and living paycheck to paycheck. So we need to completely dismantle the biggest financial myth that's holding people back. Listen, you do not need a massive salary, and you definitely don't need a lottery windfall to save money. The reality, you just need a system. Building wealth isn't just about your current income, it's entirely about the behavioral system you put in place to capture the money that's already flowing through your hands. And we're gonna build that exact system together today, step by step.
All right, let's get into phase one, awareness. This is all about breaking the psychological barrier. To actually shift your mindset here, we really have to leverage the psychology of small goals. Because the very first step to saving $10,000 is to actually stop thinking about $10,000. I mean, that massive number is just overwhelming. It's like a giant mountain. If you just stand there staring at the entire summit, you're gonna freeze and never even start climbing. Instead, look at this progression. Your only goal right now, just $100. That's it. Once you hit that, then it's 500, then 1,000. The human brain handles small, immediate goals so much better than distant, huge ones. Just focus on the very next achievable step, and I promise you, the progress will start to feel totally natural.
Now, the second step in this awareness phase is tracking your cash. So many people swear they don't earn enough to save, but a lot of times they just don't know where their money is actually going. It's usually small leaks. A few coffees here, food deliveries there, late night online shopping, or those phantom subscriptions you literally totally forgot to cancel. These small, repeated expenses secretly drain thousands a year. So here is your homework. For the next 30 days, track every single expense. Don't judge yourself. Seriously, don't make excuses. Just observe. Because before you can control your money, you've got to understand it. Keep in mind, while we're tracking these small leaks right now, we are absolutely going to target those big wins eventually.
Which brings us to phase two, the system. This is where we automate, pause, and direct.
Okay, so now that you have awareness, we need to set up a machine that does the heavy lifting for you. And the absolute most crucial point here is automation. Guys, this is one of the most powerful financial habits you will ever build in your entire life. Do not wait until the end of the month to see what money is left over to save. Because let's be real, human nature guarantees there won't be much left. Instead, you have to set up an automatic transfer on payday. The exact second your salary hits your account, a specific amount must move directly into your savings. Even if it's just $50 a week, consistency is everything. Like the quote says, you build wealth by saving repeatedly. You are paying yourself first, right off the top, before that money even has a chance to vanish. Next up is what I like to call the temporary spending freeze. I really want to challenge you to initiate a 30-day spending freeze where you just stop buying things that don't truly matter. Now, this doesn't mean you can never enjoy life again. It's really just about creating enough breathing room to make some actual progress. For the next 30 days before every single purchase, I want you to ask yourself, do I actually need this, or do I simply want this right now? Just asking this one intentional question can literally stop hundreds of unnecessary impulsive purchases right in their tracks.
$300. That number right there represents attacking your biggest expenses. We often get so hyper-focused on saving $5 by skipping a coffee. And sure, that's useful, but reducing a major monthly expense, like negotiating your rent, switching your car insurance, or tackling high-interest debt by just $300 a month, that completely alters your financial timeline. That gets you to 10 grand so much faster. Always look at your biggest expenses first, because that is where the largest, most impactful opportunities are hiding. And to wrap up the system phase, you need to give every single dollar a purpose. Before your next paycheck even arrives, map out exactly where it's going. A portion goes to essential bills, savings, debt repayment, investing, and yes, absolutely, a portion for enjoyment. Listen closely to this. A budget is not designed to punish you. A good budget simply gives your money direction. Without a plan, your cash just disappears into the ether. But with a plan like this, every single dollar has a job to do. Let's transition over to phase 3, offense and defense, growing and protecting your stash. All right, let's talk offense first. To really accelerate your progress, you need to increase your earning power. Look, saving money is absolutely critical, but mathematically speaking, there is a hard limit to how much you can cut. I mean, you can only reduce your expenses so much before you hit bone, but your income has unlimited room to grow. Check out these strategies. You can learn a new valuable skill. You can boldly ask for a raise, look for a better paying job, start freelancing, or even just build a side income. You don't need 10 exhausting side hustles, okay? You just need one income stream that works for you. Just an extra $300 to $500 a month from playing a little financial offense will dramatically speed up your whole journey to that $10,000 mark. Now for the defense, and this is huge. One of the most toxic traps in our modern society is confusing looking rich with actually being wealthy. So many people sabotage their own savings by buying expensive cars they really can't afford, racking up consumer debt to fund a luxury lifestyle, and for what? Just to impress people who honestly don't even care. The person in the flashy car next to you at the stoplight might be completely drowning in debt, while the person in the ordinary 10-year-old sedan might be sitting on a massive investment portfolio. Real wealth is often invisible. It's literally the money you don't spend. So, to play defense against yourself, keep your savings in a completely separate, hard-to-access account. Create some real distance between your emergency stash and your daily spending so you aren't ever tempted to blow it on an impulse upgrade. Which finally brings us to the peak, the summit, the 12-month challenge. So here is the challenge. For the next year, I want you to focus entirely on building that first $10,000. Do not compare your day 1 to someone else's year 10, okay? And don't stress if your first month feels agonizingly slow. The only goal is forward progress. Because achieving this goal isn't just about staring at a glowing number on a screen. Fundamentally, this represents having options. Options. It means you aren't trapped in a bad job or a bad situation simply because you can't afford to leave. It also represents real, tangible security. It means an unexpected expense, like, say, a broken boiler in the middle of winter, or a surprise medical bill. It's just an inconvenience now. It doesn't automatically trigger a total financial disaster that's going to take you years to recover from. And ultimately, having that money provides freedom. It means you finally get to make your life decisions from a position of absolute strength, rather than from a place of panic and scarcity. Hitting this goal proves to yourself once and for all that you are actually fully capable of controlling your own financial future. So, the million-dollar question, are you ready to take that very first step? Remember, the reality we established right at the beginning of this explainer. You do not need a perfect salary, you don't need to be an expert Wall Street investor, and you certainly don't need to be rich to start building wealth. You just need to start. Track your money, automate your savings, control those massive expenses, and play some offense with your income. Because I promise you, once you prove to yourself that you can save $10,000, the next financial milestone becomes infinitely easier to believe in. The system absolutely works if you work it. The only question left is, will you start your system today?